Hello Reformers and welcome back to the last days in our elf playthrough. Now when we left off we were in a siege, one of our first sieges in this series, and we had a huge amount of fun. It was really great and hugely tense as well, because many of the times that we almost saw the light at the end of the tunnel basically, and then they swarmed again and we attacked back, and it was very tense indeed. Now we are up against a huge amount of different rune raider parties, and yeah, it's kind of a bit weird. I was doing quite a bit of damage to a huge amount of the raider parties in the area, and then they decided to all gang up on me, and this is exactly what's happening here. So I'm actually going to tell my infantry to charge in, tell my cavalry to charge in, and we're just going to slash away at these guys. I know that I could get out my bow here, but I don't know whether that's more effective. Is it more effective? Because these guys are obviously going to try and assault and harass me as much as as much as they can, and that's not going to be too good for me. So I'm only going to get out my bow when it actually makes sense, and let's see if it makes sense to shoot that guy in the face. Yes, it does. There we go. Alright, so things are not going too well right now, as you can quite clearly see. I've actually just finished fighting a huge amount of them, and quite a few of our units are kind of injured. You can see here that we've actually lost 29 units so far, because there are so many horse archers on the enemy side. So I think we're maybe going to have a bit of a problem here, but I guess it's not too bad, because we do have Glorfindel. I have leveled up as well, by the way, and I have put points into athletics and trainer skill, so it's going to be even easier for us to level up our own units. And I just shot a Lothlorien Master Archer. I do apologize, Mr. Master Archer, and we'll see. There we go. Yes, it seems like that's it. That is a victory for us, but a very costly one at that. Look at that, 31 casualties. I can't believe it. That is really kind of harsh. But we did encounter 3 raider parties in this one battle, so that means that I think we're done. I think we're done, or we're one party away from completing this particular task. Alright, so I have now come across something that I think will be very interesting indeed, because I haven't really done battle with rune in a while, with the exception of those raider parties just now, and I think it might make sense for us to do a little bit here to assist the Dale faction. And that's exactly what we're doing. As you can see, they're outnumbered pretty considerably here. If I was not in the battle, they would have, what, I think 100 less. I have 98 units or something like that. So they'd have 100 less units, and they'd be outnumbered heavily. So let's see what we can do to actually assist them here. I think this is an okay battlefield. It's alright. I mean, I don't have that many archers on the battlefield as it is, so that's gonna be kind of harsh. I think what we're gonna do is actually tell our people to stand at the back here. I'm actually gonna tell them to disassemble their formation and then tell them to get back in formation again. So, let's see. Okay, I think we're in a good position right here, because this is obviously going to give us a good vantage point. And the one good thing about rune, which is what I say basically every time, is that they don't have wargs. Yes, they don't have wargs. It's fantastic that they don't have wargs. If they had wargs, I think we would have some problems. Absolutely. Alright, so let's just continue to deal damage here, and maybe I'll be able to take out some of those noble cavalrymen. It seems like they are dying pretty easily though, but Dale, personally, I don't exactly know how good Dale actually is. I've never taken a look at their units. Take out that guy. Come on now. Yeah, there we go. Oh, the bear killed him. I think the bear got him. Did the bear get him? I don't know. I don't think so. But anyway, yeah, I'm not entirely sure about Dale's strength at the moment, and I think they might be, I don't know really, but it seems like we are inspiring our allies here, which is great, and we might actually want to move a little bit closer here. We might want to move a bit closer. I can't even ride these, which is kind of weird. I have, what is it, 4 in riding skill, or 5? Something like that? Oh well, maybe that's not enough. Anyway, I don't really want the raider party thing to happen again, so I'm going to try and see if we can just stay a little bit back from the horse archers, but the horse archers are obviously going to try and assault us as much as they can. I mean, it's so easy for them. They can just get behind enemy lines super quickly and then just eliminate us. Morale of our troops wavers. I can't rally just yet. Not just yet. Glorfindel. Yes, Glorfindel's in here. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to tell my cavalry to charge in here because Glorfindel, I think, is classified as a cavalry. And that would mean that he can take advantage of the Horse Archer AI. And hopefully he's going to do a really fantastic job with that. We are seeing a whole bunch of people coming in here. Thankfully, I'm not getting murdered just yet. A little bit of damage taken, but that's not too bad. Take him out. Yeah, there we go. Yes. Alright. So maybe we actually want to get into the nitty-gritty here and actually try and do a little bit of damage with our two-handed sword, because that obviously has a much higher DPS than using a bow. Unless you are super good at using a bow and you can hit basically every arrow. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty difficult anyway, even if you are super good, which I'm not. But you know, it's okay. I think in general, I think we have pretty good chance, actually. A pretty good chance. I mean, if we can get my units to come up here... yeah, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to retreat here real quick. My casualties are very limited. You can see here we only lost a couple of veteran archers. And our allies lost quite a bit, not too much. Only 35 killed, and 170 from the enemy were eliminated. So now we have 291 against 241, which is exactly what we want. I don't really mind too much about the rank points, because we will, of course, lose a couple of rank points thanks to my retreat action here. But us going in is going to provide us with utterly new arrows for all of our troops, which is exactly what we want to do. Unfortunately, however, it seems like I have even less archers on the battlefield this time than I did before. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. I guess the I guess the allied forces just want to chuck a whole bunch more of their units in here, which I suppose is fine. I really don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem with them maybe potentially losing the battle because they're going to charge in randomly. Actually, wait a minute. Where are my people going? Are those mine? Yes, those are mine out there. That is not a good idea. Okay, you know what? Cavalry, you can just charge in. I don't exactly know what Glorfindel is tagged as either yet, which is not very good. Let's try and kill these guys if I can. Yeah, there we go. Take out both of those. They were trying to get behind enemy lines. We can't have that, can we? That guy's also trying to assault one of us. Thank you very much. Okay, so let me see if I can... Whoa, there's a huge amount of horse archers. Look at how many horse archers they have. It is insane. Okay, this needs a bit of a culling, doesn't it? We need to absolutely quell the uprising in terms of their numbers. Okay, so let's see if I can actually get some archers going on here. And I guess I'm just going to tell the infantry to charge in. Thankfully, the horse archers do not carry shields or anything like that in the front. So they're going to be pretty easy for us to eliminate, or at least I think so. It might not be as easy as I anticipate though, and we might have some problems, but I think we'll be okay. I actually really prefer firing and indeed shooting my bow in third person. I feel like I am much more accurate, which is weird. I guess it's just personal preference for the most part, but I know a lot of people do tend to say that first person is a lot better in Mount and Blade, so I don't know, maybe it's, as I say, maybe it's just what you're best at. And it seems like we've eliminated the first wave of horse archers. Yeah, there's another couple as well. Give me those XPs, thank you very much. Oh yes. I feel like I'm doing pretty well, actually. Killed 10 enemies. I mean, I've used a lot of arrows, but obviously, you know, that's just how it is. And how many have we eliminated so far? 83. We've lost none from our own forces, which is pretty awesome. And I'd like to continue that trend, if at all possible, so let's just try and see if we can stay at as maximum range as possible. You can see here many of our Lothlorien archers are coming in from the back and doing a lot of long-range damage. That guy survived a huge amount of my arrows, weirdly enough. Let's see if I can pick up some elven arrows here, actually. There we go. Yes, yes. Okay, it's so nice when elves miss, because you can pick up their wonderful arrows then. They don't miss often, so it's going to be kind of nice to pick up some of those. Okay, so let me see if I can kill this guy. There we go. That guy's got a shield, so he's going to be kind of difficult. Hello, you're trying to kill me. That's also something that I feel is pretty good about third person. You're actually able to see when enemies are attempting to kill you, or at least a little bit out of the corner of your eye or the corner of the screen, so to speak, then you're going to be able to see a little bit whether enemies are coming at you. And you can just go like this if you so desire, and you can actually see a lot more then, and that's pretty good in my opinion. And maybe we can make the most of our last 10 arrows, maybe? Come on now. Okay, there's a huge amount of them. Ah, there's a huge amount. Okay, so how many have we eliminated so far? 138. I think that is basically their end. I think they're not going to have too much more in regards to how many they have. So, should I tell my forces to charge in? No, it's not a good idea. I know, yes. I know it's not a good idea, but I'm tempted. I'm very tempted indeed, because I'd like to finish this battle up on a very strong note indeed. And if I can, you know, impart to the forces of Rune that we are just so powerful that we are not to be trifled with ever again, then they might decide to, you know, chill out a little bit for a bit. But I don't think that's actually going to happen. No, obviously not. Anyway, I have 2 arrows. I have 2 arrows remaining. Let's use them on this guy. Oh, there we go. And let's use them on that guy who's attempting to kill me. That's not very nice, is it? There we go. We used our 2 arrows. 100% accuracy with those 2 arrows. Very nice. Okay, so otherwise we have another 62 enemies to take out. Guess I'm going to tell my infantry to charge in here. Has Glorfindel already been eliminated, by the way? I don't know whether that's the case. But anyway, I'm going to charge in right away here. Try and do as much damage as possible. This is when I wish I had the Mirkwood sword. So I'm going to try and do a couple of extra tasks for Mirkwood soon, and that's going to make a big difference to how many rank points we get, I hope. And I think we are good. I think this is it. Yeah, there's only a couple left. Very nice. Okay. Phew, that was a very long battle indeed. I'm actually kind of surprised that we survived it, to be honest. I mean, it's been a couple of those episodes, hasn't it? Like, you know, it feels to me in the last couple of episodes we've had some very close calls indeed, and even against regular raider parties, which we had earlier in this episode, we were having some trouble, you know? We were actually losing a lot of our units. Thankfully, there was a nearby fief, and I went in there and just recruited a whole bunch, about 30 of my Mirkwood brethren, and yeah, we're doing pretty well then. So, yeah, anyway, that is the last enemy. He's going to rout in just a second, I assume. If he's not, then that's... that's kind of weird. Wow, what a troll. That guy was a super troll. Did you happen to catch that, by the way? Did you happen to catch that? I don't know what you saw, really, but what happened, basically, was we ran across the entirety of the map, and then what happens? We start fighting the guy, and then he retreats. That grinds my gears. It certainly does. Oh well, there you go. 52 rank points and a huge amount of relation with Dale, and we do get a pretty wide selection of units, but as I've said, I'm not going to be taking any of these. We're just going to allow our friends to take them, and I guess we'll just take a bunch of the prisoners instead, because that's always good. A rune heavy horse. Pretty nice, actually. Look at that. It actually has 35 speed, 30 armor, actually pretty good. It has exactly the same speed as the regular horses, but much more armor. It has 3 times the armor, actually. And its charge is much damaging as well, much more damaging too. That's great. Alright, so we have once again entered the Mirkwood Forest, and, well, this is not really gonna go too well, is it? Yeah, because we're having to fight rune raiders in a very close quarter situation. I'm actually gonna get my sword out almost immediately here, because I want to make sure that our forces do not get picked on too much. Well, I do apologize for that very rough cut there. I had to leave my PC very quickly because there was a fire alarm very close by to me, and I was like, oh, what is that? I do not need the fires of Mordor here right now where I am, so that would not be good. Anyway, do I smell something? I don't know. Do I smell smoke? I actually don't know. I'm gonna have to check that actually. Anyway, yeah, it seems like we are pretty good with this. I think it's okay. I don't think it's anywhere in my place. And I'm talking about neighbors here because my neighbors in my general vicinity are not very nice. But anyway, hopefully they are just burning the casserole and they're not actually burning down the house. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I guess I should probably check on that. So I will end this episode off here. I thank you very much for watching and I will see you next time.